alternatives to petrol. Things like diesel, liquefied petroleum gas, more commonly known as LPG, CNG, which is compressed natural gas, nitrogen, electric cars and more. Quentin Willson and Kate are on a mission looking at the alternative fuel options available next to petrol in this bit from Series 42. Enjoy!
I really love diesel.
Yeah, my diesel has changed my life. The thing about diesel is that
It's
it's so efficient, and also you find that...
amazingly good to
Although
run your car on.
Well, although
It makes
diesel's more
mine
expensive
run
at
so
the pumps, it's more economical.
What?
I sleep.
No, it was horrible. It was a nightmare. I dreamt that the world had been taken over by diesels, that everybody was driving diesels, and it was a black, noisy, horrible, terrible place.
I think you're being a little over-dramatic, aren't you? Diesels are okay. This Passat's a diesel and it's all right.
The Passat is fine. It's a very good car. Listen to the engine. It sounds like a tractor, like a combine harvester. I hate diesels. I despise them. I'm sorry.
Well, tough, because tonight Top Gear is looking at the alternatives to petrol, and I'm afraid diesel is one of them.
I'll go back to sleep.
Now listen up, Quentin. This is the new VW Passat TDI, which is an altogether different sort of diesel.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Look, it's got a 2.5-litre V6 engine, so it's incredibly fast, it's smooth, it's very comfortable to drive. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And you would never know that it runs on diesel or petrol or thin air.
I wouldn't know because I can hear a small man in a concrete pillbox firing a machine gun from it. You know it's a diesel. I'm sorry.
OK, it is a little noisy, I'll grant you, but it does do 40 miles to the gallon, so you can't complain that much.
Yes, I can, because it costs £1,400 more than the equivalent petrol car. And to recoup your investment, you would have to drive from Jupiter and back.
I'm going to show you something else and see if I can convince you that way.
You can try.
Right then, this is the Peugeot 406 HDI. It has a common rail engine, which means the diesel is forced into the cylinders under high pressure. It's all managed by a computer, which means it's powerful, it's frugal, it's light and refined and quiet.
You're sounding just like a diesel bore, but I did hear you say this is quiet, yes?
Yes?
Let's just see how quiet this diesel motor car is, shall we? Are you deaf? This car sounds like the Industrial Revolution.
That's when it's idling.
I'm sorry.
OK, I'm going to have one more attempt. I'm going to appeal to the car snob in you.
You can try.
I will crack it this time. So here we are, the Alfa Romeo. Gorgeous to look at, a dream to drive, and it's a diesel, Quentin.
The 156 2.4 diesel indeed, but you see, Kate, the thing about Alfa Romeos is they are lovely to look at, but they're also lovely to listen to. Normally with the petrol engine, you have this symphony orchestra under the bonnet, playing tunes to you, but with this, you just have this rather gruff mechanical cacophony. So I'm sorry, it's as good as a diesel gets, I will grant you that much, but I'm sorry, it's just not for me.
I quite like gruff.
Right, just to show you that I am not dismissing all alternative fuels out of hand, I'm going to take you to somewhere where there is an option, gas-powered cars.
Gas-powered cars?
Yes, I'm going to take you to the Alternative Fuel Show 99.
Oh, I can hardly wait.
Liquefied petroleum gas. It's cheaper than diesel and kicks out almost half the toxins, lower CO2, lower particulate emissions, and it reduces ground-level ozone by 60%. Save money and save the planet.
LPG is giving you less rubbish out the tailpipe of the vehicle. It's cheaper to run.
How much cheaper?
We're talking about 35.9 pence a litre, £1.70 a gallon, compared to, what is it, £3.40 a gallon now for petrol and diesel?
And I was reading some bump of yours that says that if you ran a car for 20,000 miles, you would save £2,000 over 3 years.
That's absolutely correct, yes.
Well, I can now inform you that I am, in fact, driving an LPG car. It's nice and quiet.
That's correct.
Tootles along merrily. This is Paul, who, you're a bit of an LPG convert, aren't you, Paul?
I am very much so. It's part of my council's fuel strategy to use LPG.
What about for people who want to convert their old cars to LPG? Is that something they can do?
There are quite a few conversion companies, and they're all approved in the Power Shift Register from the Energy Savings Trust, so that people can look at the type of grant that's available and...
So hang on, you can get money from the government to help you pay for that conversion?
The government is currently promoting, I think, 3.3 million this year, so that you can get your vehicle converted.
Do you also get a grant buying a new car that runs on LPG?
Yes, in fact, the 5 vehicles that I've recently ordered, I've now got the Energy Saving Trust Power Shift grants for those vehicles.
So the government will hand you a cheque for 75% of the cost of a £1,750 conversion or towards the price of a dual-fuel car. There are a few downsides, mind, like only 300 LPG filling stations in the country, and quite a bit of your boot will be taken up by the gas tank and associated gubbins.
So, LPG, cheaper, you get a grant to help you with the conversion, and you would never notice the difference with petrol just driving it around, but what about performance?
This is a Citroën Xantia 1.8 LPG. Now, the equivalent petrol Xantia will do 60 in about 10.7 seconds, and Citroën claim this one will do it in 12. So have you got your watch ready?
I have. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour.
12 seconds.
Nothing in it. So in the global picture, your performance isn't that compromised, and you are driving around in a car whose motive power is half the price of petrol. I think that's a good deal.
I do have a worry, though.
Go on.
Just a little nitpick, that you'll only be able to get it in sort of solid, sensible cars, not low-slung, sexy ones. You'll still have to ruin the environment, have fun.
Don't worry, because we have a very low-slung, sexy, gas-powered Morgan, Kate.
I can't believe there's actually a Morgan that cooks on gas. Does it really sound like a proper one?
Try it for yourself.
Big, satisfying roar.
Doesn't hiss.
So perhaps we've given you some food for thought tonight, but if, like Quentin, you wouldn't convert to diesel in a million years, or you like the idea of LPG, but you're worried you'll never find it, is there another alternative? Well, yes, technology has come to the rescue, because cars like this Toyota Yaris are now so light, it means they're lighter on fuel and they're kinder to the environment. This car does a staggering 50 miles to the gallon. That's only 6p a mile in fuel costs.
As much as a diesel without the death rattle, in fact, Catherine.
Thank you, Quentin.
And even big cars can have an environmental conscience. This is the new Mercedes S-Class 5-litre V8. But don't worry, because the technology allows the engine to shut down half the bank of cylinders. So when you're doing 60 miles an hour, you're only running on 4 cylinders, and your improvement in petrol consumption is 15%. So, as Catherine says, technology to the rescue. But there is one overwhelming question, Catherine, I think we need to ask of you. Confess to the viewers, what car do you drive?
I drive a diesel, Quentin.
Speak up, we can't hear you.
I drive a diesel.
She drives a diesel. Will you be driving a diesel much longer after what you've learned today?
Perhaps not.
Perhaps not. Thank you very much. I rest my case. And how do you feel now? You've been killing all these furry little animals.
Stop it.
Do you feel humble? Do you feel...
Thank you for watching. Check out my channel for more old Top Gear videos and other content. Have a wonderful day.